of those being promoted tonight. For all who are able, please rise for Unified Fire Authority's Honor Guard and pipes and drums. If you will join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Post. Colors. You may be seated. And now we will hear from Chief Burchett.
Thank you, Ben, and a heartfelt thank you to the Pipes and Drums and Honor Guard for their continued dedication to events like tonight. Their presence and performance bring meaning, tradition, and reverence to our ceremonies and our profession. Some of the Honor Guard and Pipes and Drums just returned from the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial in Emmitsburg, Maryland. I think some of them just got back today, where they were able to honor those who have made this the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. Representing UFA on that national stage is really no small thing, and I want to express how proud I am of them and their efforts and commitment. So again, thank you to all the ones that just left. They're important to who we are. If you notice, there was 2 new members on the Honor Guard, and that's exactly what we need and want. So if any uniformed personnel in the room are interested, they're always looking for people, so get involved, please. I also want to thank Mill Creek City for the use of this facility. It's obviously perfect for this event, and as many of you know now, we've moved these to quarterly, where we used to do a monthly. The whole intent behind the change is simple. It's to ensure that you getting promoted feel special. We want your families to feel honored, and we want you to feel the pride and accomplishment that you've earned. So tonight, I hope you feel exactly that, respected, recognized, and celebrated. Tonight, we're promoting 8, which means we do have a lot to celebrate. But let's be clear, tonight is just a small glimpse into the amazing work being done here at UFA every single day. As a professional fire department, we do extraordinary things quietly, humbly, and often without recognition. The acts of kindness, bravery, and sacrifice that go unseen are what make this job so powerful. And it's why every day I feel honored to serve as your fire chief. Another sense of pride is to see so many of you advancing into new roles. You are the future leaders of this department, and I have no doubt that you will continue to drive our mission and leave UFA better than you found it. Those being promoted tonight, where's the other ones? I like making eye contact. It's easy with Wade in the front row, but thank you for your commitment, your trust, and the sacrifices that you made to get to this point. I know how hard you've all worked to prepare for this next step, and I thank you for putting in the effort and taking the leap of faith. To your families, thank you as well, from the late night study sessions, then those of you in paramedic school enduring the rigors of 9 months of school and the stress of the testing process. Your support has been and is essential. And tonight you get to see the results of all of that support. So look around the room. Everyone is here to recognize the 8 of you. Your hard work, your perseverance, and your dedication have paid off. Each of the roles being recognized tonight, the wildland specialists, the paramedics, fire marshal, and the assistant chief, are critical to the strength of our organization. And the responsibilities differ, but my expectations are the same. The first one is be purposeful in your career. Think about it from the end to the beginning. What badge do you want to retire with? And what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Did you mentor others? Whose lives did you positively impact? And are you healthy and financially stable enough to enjoy your well-earned retirement? Everything you do between now and then should get you closer to that goal. So be intentional, be thoughtful, be purposeful. The second one is take care of yourself, your family, and those around you. This job is physically, mentally, all of these jobs are physically, mentally, and emotionally demanding. You cannot serve others or be there for your family if your cup is empty. At UFA, we're committed to a holistic health and wellness approach, but the tools that we provide only work if you choose them. So it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to check on a coworker, and it's more than okay to take advantage of the resources that we have available. That's how we build a healthier, stronger department together. My third expectation is never forget why you're here. Most of us, if not all, join the profession to help others and make a difference. Along the way, it is easy to lose sight of that. So please remember, at the end of the day, we serve the public. We sacrifice because the people we serve are worth it. Never lose that perspective. And finally, my fourth is to train your replacement. Every role being recognized today is bigger than any one person. You are the stewards of your position. That means sharing your knowledge and lifting up those behind you. Whether it's a paramedic taking a little bit more time to explain a procedure to an EMT, or a wildland specialist teaching a rookie how to sharpen a Pulaski. I couldn't come up with anything better, but I'm sure there's better than sharpening a Pulaski. Wade, our fire marshal and assistant chief, you have the duty to develop our future leaders just as others have developed you. Mentorship is a responsibility that comes with promotion. Seek mentors for yourself and become one to others. If we all commit to this, our entire organization will rise together. This career is long, but it goes by fast, so don't let it pass you by. Use every day to become the firefighter, the leader, the person that you want to be when it's time to hang up the badge. Promotions, I think, are a great time for reflection and a great time to get in the driver's seat of your future. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice and your willingness to lead. I am inspired by each of you and proud to be your fire chief. As you step into these new roles, I am confident you will uphold the mission, vision, and values that make UFA exceptional. Thank you again for everyone showing up tonight.
I would now like to introduce Assistant Chief Dern, who will introduce our first specialists to be promoted.
Thank you, Ben, and welcome. I'm honored to speak to this position of Wildland Specialist. It's a position I hold near and dear to my heart. I had the opportunity to serve in that role a few years ago, and the opportunities and the lessons and the knowledge that I gained from that position has carried through to today and has helped me move up through our organization. Here at Unified Fire Authority, we strive to serve and protect the communities near and within the wildland urban interface area through a multifaceted, proactive approach. To provide this protection, we rely on our wildland specialists, who are critical in reducing the risk and responding to wildland urban interface fires. During the wildland season, these specialists divide their time between the wildland division and operations. When based out of Camp Williams, under the leadership of the division chief and the Camp Williams fire management officer, they lead seasonal crews, they manage fuels mitigation projects, they participate in community wildfire preparedness events, manage their resources during incident response, and operate within the incident command system to respond rapidly to wildland fires. When at Station 103, they work closely with our captain and wildland duty officer to respond, manage, and coordinate interagency responses with our state and federal partners when a wildfire does occur. Protecting our communities from wildland fire doesn't stop when the season ends, and neither do our people. The wildland specialist is more than just a seasonal role. It's a year-round commitment to operational excellence, adaptability, and leadership in wildland fire response and fuels mitigation. When the wildland season does wind down, their work continues. Stationed at 103, wildland specialists transition seamlessly into operations full-time. Here they support daily emergency operations and response, contribute to station readiness, and bring a wealth of wildland experience that enhances the capability and the depth of our operational team. This dual role structure reflects on the dynamic nature of the UFA wildland specialists, highly trained, always ready, and integrated into both wildland and all hazard response. Whether leading in the field or supporting our frontline crews and operations, they embody UFA's mission, vision, and values. Please join me in congratulating Tyrell Ostrud and Preston Valora on their promotions to wildland specialists. And if you two would come up, we'll have Chief Burchett swear you in.
Okay, Courtney, is that good for you? Okay. It's all about the legs. You have been chosen by virtue of your background, training, and personal qualities to be a wildland specialist for Unified Fire Authority. Your behaviors, decisions, and actions while on and off duty directly reflect the image of Unified Fire Authority, its personnel, and the quality of service that UFA provides to the citizens we serve. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Preston Valora,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will uphold the vision,
that I will uphold the vision,
mission, values, and policies
mission, values, and policies
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
I will act for the good of the communities of which I serve.
I will act for the good of the communities of which I serve.
I will strive for excellence
I will strive for excellence
while I faithfully,
faithfully,
honestly, and ethically perform
and ethically perform
the duties of wildland specialist with Unified Fire Authority.
the duties of wildland specialist with Unified Fire Authority.
Congratulations.
Who's pinning you?
My wife.
Do you want to come up? We'll come right over here and Chief will pin you. Just face you. Why don't you guys come over here? All right, and for one of the last times, I want to introduce our operations chief, Chief Russell.
Not the last time because I'm leaving, of course, but this is awesome. I now get the privilege to talk about and highlight some of the exceptional work and contributions of our Unified Fire Authority paramedics. These professionals for us are at the forefront of our emergency response, and they bring advanced medical skills, resilience, and compassion to every single call that they respond to. When someone in our community dials 911, our paramedics are often the first face that they see. They provide not only essential care, but also a sense of calm and security in what can be some people's darkest hours. They are highly trained in advanced life support, trauma management, cardiac care, amongst many, many other things. They often operate under intense pressure, and they make life-saving decisions in real time. In these important moments, they embody a real unique blend of clinical precision and human empathy, and they often bridge that critical gap between crisis and care. Our paramedics also play a vital role in our mission as a whole. Their ability to assess and manage complex medical situations on scene not only saves lives, but also enhances the overall effectiveness of our emergency response. They work seamlessly alongside our firefighters. They help create a cohesive, well-rounded team that can handle the full spectrum of any emergency. The contributions of our paramedics strengthen our department and make our community safer and much more resilient. Their dedication, knowledge, and commitment are invaluable assets, and we are grateful to have them as part of our team. Tonight, join me in congratulating Sam Bartlett, Tom Elbrick, Ben Paul, and Logan Redditt. Please join me at the front of the room.
You ready? You've been chosen by virtue of your background training and personal qualities to be a paramedic for Unified Fire Authority. Your behaviors, decisions, and actions while on and off duty directly reflect the image of Unified Fire Authority, its personnel, and the quality of service that UFA provides to the citizens we serve. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Thomas Everett,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will uphold the vision,
that I will uphold the vision,
mission, values, and policies
mission, values, and policies
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
I will act for the good of the communities of which I serve.
I will act for the good of the communities for which I serve.
I will strive for excellence
I'll strive for excellence
while I faithfully,
while I faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and ethically perform
and ethically perform
the duties of paramedic for Unified Fire Authority.
the duties of paramedic for Unified Fire Authority.
Congratulations, you are duly appointed.
Sam. Is she? It's gonna be a second. Oh, sorry.
We're doing.
His kids are.
My kids are gonna do it. I'll take that out. Thank you. All right, it is the last time as our operations chief, Chief Russell again.
Thanks, Ben. Tonight, I also get the awesome privilege of introducing our fire marshal. And the fire marshal job in our organization is quite a big job. It has a whole bunch of responsibility. And for us, this position is much more than a title. It's a critical role at the heart of our prevention, investigation, and enforcement efforts. The fire marshal, for us, serves as both a technical expert and a strategic leader, and ensures that our communities are not only protected during emergencies, but are safer long before a call to 911 is ever made. In addition to the traditional duties, the fire marshal now leads our newly formed Community Risk Reduction Division, which is a forward-thinking initiative that is focused on identifying and addressing underlying risks that contribute to emergencies in our communities. This role brings together data analysis, prevention strategies, public education, and targeted outreach to reduce incidents before they occur. It reflects for us a shift in mindset from reaction to prevention, and the fire marshal plays a central role in shaping and guiding this approach to community safety. At the helm of our fire prevention division, the fire marshal is responsible for code enforcement, plan reviews, and fire inspections. This position also has the responsibility of overseeing our Special Enforcement Division, which is a specialized unit that includes our fire investigators and bomb technicians. Under the fire marshal's leadership, they help assure accountability, protect public safety, and reduce the threat of future incidents through investigative work. The fire marshal position demands much more than just technical knowledge. It requires strong leadership, integrity, and the ability to coordinate with multiple agencies and jurisdictions. This position for us often is the bridge between our operational response personnel and our prevention strategy, and brings a comprehensive understanding of risk reduction, fire behavior, and investigative procedures to the table. The work that the fire marshal does not always make headlines, I'm sorry, Wade, but what it does is it builds a foundation for safer communities and a much stronger organization. Through this proactive enforcement, effective supervision, and a commitment to public safety, the fire marshal plays a very vital role in fulfilling our mission. So tonight, we're going to proudly promote an individual that for us has demonstrated excellence in each of those areas that I've talked about. And here to speak for the newly promoted Fire Marshal Watkins is Captain Dustin Dinkle.
Mistake, Wade. Mistake. Good evening, everyone. It's awesome to see everyone here tonight, supporting all the individuals who are taking the next step in their fire service career. I'm going to talk briefly about Chief Watkins here and who he is. Hopefully this performance goes better than last week's performance in the BC process. I'll do my best. Oh, come on, it's a joke. But all jokes aside, Chief asked me to speak for him, and I didn't hesitate for 1 second to say yes. You will hear sometimes that a boss, you can't be a friend with your employees. I couldn't disagree more with that statement. In our line of work, it's critical as a leader to have the ability to do both, be a boss and a friend. You just have to recognize when it's the right time to be a friend, and when it's the necessary time to be a boss. And I look around the room, see a lot of my bosses in here, but I also see a lot of friends as well. Chief Watkins, he's exactly that. He was my boss for many years in fire training, but I also gained a great friend in that time as well. Quick example, we'll talk about, he and I were tasked to go up to Boise, and we were going to look at Boise's fire training center to get a few ideas for how we were going to function ours. And he's like, let's get this thing done. Let's bomb up there in one day. Let's get up there. Let's take a look, and then we'll get home because we both had stuff to do that evening with our family. And so that's exactly what we did. He came, got me at 4:30. I think he actually called and woke me up. But we got in the car. We talked about everything on the way up, everything but work. We talked all the odds and ends, all the caveman stuff. Would you rather, what ifs, all those things. A lot of friend stuff. Learned a lot about each other, hung out. And then I vaguely remember him asking me something. I couldn't remember. It's like, would you rather go fishing in the summer or in the wintertime? And right at that moment, we pulled into the Boise Fire Training Center, and that halted. We both recognized we had to go to work, and it was time for him to be the boss. So we spent a couple hours touring the site, visiting our friends from Boise. Great time, great people. We learned a whole bunch, and then we hopped back in the vehicle, started that 5 to 6 hour trek home, and we start driving, and he says to me, "You didn't answer my question." I'm like, "What are you talking about? What question?" And he's like, "Would you rather go fishing in the summer or in the winter?" And we were right back in friend mode, having that trip all the way home. So that's just the kind of man he is. He's a good boss, but most important, he's a fantastic friend. And I know he enjoys being both, for sure. He also enjoys other things, like catching rattlesnakes in his backyard, ice cream at lunch, The Mandalorian, removing flood water from his basement, lightsaber fights in the basement with his son, and Toyota Tacomas. Like,
Perfect. Wade, you have been chosen by virtue of your background, training, and personal qualities to be a fire marshal for Unified Fire Authority. Your behaviors, decisions, and actions while on and off duty directly reflect the image of Unified Fire Authority, its personnel, and the quality of service that UFA provides to the citizens we serve. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Wade Watkins,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will uphold the vision,
that I will uphold the vision,
mission,
mission,
values,
values,
and policies
and policies
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
I will act for the good of the communities of which I serve.
I will act for the good of the communities in which I serve.
I will strive for excellence
I will strive for excellence.
while I faithfully,
While I faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and ethically perform
and ethically perform
the duties of Fire Marshal with Unified Fire Authority.
the duties of Fire Marshal with Unified Fire Authority. Thank you. Do I get to speak? Pin him first?
Do you get to speak?
I'll bring my girlfriend up to pin my badge.
I can barely spin it on.
So I'll go on the clock and go for 9 minutes. Today I had a challenging performance that went 9 minutes, but this one's going to be better. And I think the difference in this one is it's going to be heartfelt. So Captain Dinkle, I refer to him as Coach Dinkle. What a wonderful part of my team in fire training. And I grew to love that team, and I grew to love Coach Dinkle and how he carries himself and how he interacts. As I reflected upon on the drive here, I drove through all the different communities in which I've been fortunate enough to serve in. And these communities are amazing. The way that they feel, the way that they've grown, the timestamp that I have in my mindset from where they were to where they are now, this building and this area being one example of that. I vaguely remember learning how to use a master stream on an engine as we blew apart a cinder block building not too far away from here in my early years in the fire service. I'm so fortunate to have had the family close to me, but my fire family too, as I've navigated my career. And I've sincerely just enjoyed every minute of it, almost every minute of it. There have been those moments, and I guess they come to us all, but they've came to me too. So in this moment, I have a ton of gratitude. I have a ton of gratitude for being able to do this mission, being able to fight those fires, being able to help those people. In this position, I hope to do the very same, whether it's my first team in my division or whether it's that community out there that I'm able to interact with. So I humbly only feel gratitude in my heart in what we do and how we do it. There is that part of me that I feel like I'm never going to be able to run a fire or participate in that. Somehow I believe there's going to be an opportunity someday, some way to get back in that fight. But until then, that gratitude in which I have for being able to serve our communities is top shelf. I do want to talk about expectations briefly, and I didn't know that I was going to go down this rabbit hole, but I'm going to go shortly. Not only does our fire department have great expectations, but my wonderful wife has had great expectations on how I should perform over the years. Those expectations of how we carry ourselves on the job and off the job are very similar. Our crosswalk into our personal life isn't very far away from where we are professionally. So everybody in the room that is a firefighter, wants to be a firefighter, understand that on the front side, because it's a standard that we need to uphold. To my chief, thank you for trusting me. To the organization, the people I serve and am around, thank you for trusting me too. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, there's one more badge up there for Chief Russell. Wade is going to be promoted into the Assistant Chief of Administration and Planning today. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the role because I don't want to scare him away until we pin the badge on him. We'll talk about that role next week. But I want to spend more time talking about Wade as a person. I've had the privilege of working with Wade closely for the last 2.5 years during his time as our operations chief. But our story goes much further, goes back much further than that. Wade and I both started our career in 1997 on the Salt Lake County Wildland crew. Even back then, I looked up to him as a natural-born leader. He carried himself with confidence. He had a great work ethic, and he just seemed to get it. Wade was hired in 1999, right alongside my older brother, and I followed just a couple years later in 2001. When I got out of recruit camp, my first assignment was on ladder 18 back then, with Wade as the firefighter. And even though he was just 2 years ahead of me, it once again felt like he had it all figured out. He was helpful, steady, and never treated me like a rookie. That made a big impression on me even way back then. Shortly after that, Wade went into the hazmat program and we lost him to hazmat. He spent most of his career there. And I didn't cross paths with him too much during those years, but I always heard the same things about him, that he was sharp, willing to teach others, and a true expert at his craft. When Wade was selected as the operations chief, I was really excited to work with him again. And the best part was that he lived up to every bit of that reputation. In his role as ops chief, Wade brought unity to our battalion chiefs, improved communication across the board, and set clear expectations for his team. That group is today stronger than I've ever seen it before, and I think that's in large part due to Wade's leadership. And that's why I'm excited to see him step into the role of assistant chief. This is also a challenging and demanding role, but Wade is exactly the type of leader we need. And I'm not the only one that thinks that. As part of the promotional process, we conduct leadership surveys, and Wade had more than 70 people respond to the survey, which is more than double what we normally see. Not only that, he had the highest marks I've ever seen in any position we've ever promoted for. So Wade, you have my full support. You have the support of the organization, and most importantly, you have the support of your beautiful wife, Brittany. When I called Wade, or when I talked to Wade to offer him the job, the first thing I asked was, is Brittany good with this? And he said, without hesitation, absolutely, I wouldn't have applied otherwise. This job requires that kind of support. It's demanding. It will challenge you in ways you can't predict. Some days those problems will seem unsolvable, but they're not. And Wade, I promise that we'll figure them out together. That said, these roles can pull us away from the people who matter the most. So Brittany, please don't hesitate to let me know if he's starting to lean too far forward to work and not enough at home. I told him when I offered him the job that family comes first, UFA comes second, and USAR comes third. And I expect him to live up to that. Wade, I'm thrilled to have you in this new role. I know you will accomplish great things, and I know UFA will be a better organization. Thanks for stepping up. Thank you for always leading with integrity. And from the bottom of my heart, thanks for being the kind of leader that people want to follow. Okay, last one. Wade, you've been chosen by virtue of your background, training, and personal qualities to be an assistant chief with Unified Fire Authority. Your behaviors, decisions, and actions while on and off duty directly reflect the image of Unified Fire Authority, its personnel, and the quality of service that UFA provides to the citizens we serve. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Wade Russell,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will uphold the vision,
that I will uphold the vision,
mission,
mission,
values,
values,
and policies
and policies
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
adopted by Unified Fire Authority.
I will act for the good of the communities of which I serve.
I will act for the good of the communities for which I serve.
I will strive for excellence
I will strive for excellence
while I faithfully,
faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and ethically perform
and ethically
the
perform
duties of Assistant Chief with Unified Fire Authority.
the duties of Assistant Chief with Unified Fire Authority.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You want your family picture?
Operations Chief is so 10 minutes ago. For the first time ever, Assistant Chief Russell.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. And I won't take too much time. I've talked way too much already tonight. But first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody that's here, not only for me, but for everybody that got promoted. It's the support of every single one of you that makes us successful and gives us the opportunity to do what we love to do every single day. It means way more than I can express, and sometimes I get emotional. It's really dumb. I hate it, but it means a lot to me to be able to stand in front of my mentors, my friends, my family who have supported me through every single step of my career. And there's not one of you that I look out and I can't say hasn't had an impact on me, and I really appreciate that. I can tell you that being promoted to Assistant Chief for me is something that I'd never even thought would happen in my career. I don't know when I hired on if I even knew they had captains. I didn't know how this place worked, but it's truly an honor for me. I'm grateful to Chief Burchett and everybody in command staff for putting your trust in me. And this role is a role that I'm going to take very seriously, and I'm going to work hard and work with integrity. Throughout my career, I've been able to work with pretty much everybody in this room. And I've been fortunate to learn and work for some very exceptional leaders. And I think these leaders have taught me throughout my career what it means to lead with purpose, to plan, and to more importantly, lead with my heart. And so those are the things I'm going to try to bring into this position. So I'm excited to contribute to our future. We have a great culture. We're going to make it even better. We're going to take care of our people. And I know that nobody can succeed alone. And so I'm looking very, very forward to working with each and every single one of you guys to make this place even better. So I want to thank my family, Carson and Bronson, and especially Brittany for your support. They always support me. They always encourage me, and they help me be very successful and happy. And with that, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you all for joining us this evening to honor all of our new promotees. If we could all just give them one last round of applause. We look forward to the leadership they're going to bring to the organization. If you guys would like, we have some light refreshments outside. We also have Courtney Samuel here to take photos. So if you guys want to take photos in front of the backdrop or outside, all of our new promotees, if you guys will come to the back and sign your certificates. Thank you all for coming out. We agreed yesterday we were going to come in class B's. I said, you show up in class A's, I'm taking this study. Mine were so covered in this. They were full. Sir.
That was all. That thing is